Airlines and jet makers in the midst of their own sustainability push. Our Phil LeBeau joins us from Chicago's O'Hare, where he spoke with the CEO of GE Aviation a few moments ago. Morning, Phil.
Good morning, Carl. Just talked with John Slattery. They're here. He's here because he's going to be on a flight with United Airlines CEO Scott Kirby promoting the use of sustainable aviation fuel. We'll talk about that in a bit, but we wanted to get his take since he talks with so many airline executives around the world about what concerns they have that Omicron, this new variant, might slow down international travel and push out aircraft orders. Here's what he had to say.
A little bit too early to call that, but generally speaking, as we talk to the airlines around the world just over the last few days, they continue to feel that narrow-body departures will be back to 2019 levels at the start of 2023, and that long-haul wide-body activity will be back to pre-COVID levels still by early 2024. So the airlines continue to stick to their predictions. And look, I've travelled extensively North America, the Middle East and Europe over the last few weeks. The airports are safe to travel through, the layers of safety there, and of course the aircraft themselves with the HEPA filters. It's one of the safest places, it's the safest way to travel, in my opinion, and people want to travel.
Obviously, GE Aviation has a vested interest in the return of not only domestic air travel, but international travel, long-haul travel. Their engine orders up 40% in the third quarter. But when it comes to increasing fuel efficiency and cleaner burning jets, the key is sustainable aviation fuel. Right now, it is much more expensive than conventional jet fuel. It's almost 3 times more expensive. That cost has to come down in order for airlines to use SAF, as it is referred to. Here's Slattery talking about bringing down that cost. And we do not have that soundbite from John Slattery, but I can tell you what he said is, look, yes, it's way more expensive. Less than 0.1% of all flights right now use sustainable aviation fuel. But if there is a blended fuels credit that is approved as part of this new spending package, that would go a long ways towards bringing it down. As you take a look at shares of GE, remember, GE Aviation, once they split off renewables, once they split off healthcare, it will be a standalone business, likely in 2024. Carl, lots today on this SAF flight. GE Aviation is here. We'll also talk with Scott Kirby, CEO of United Airlines. You do not want to miss that interview. First on CNBC interview coming up during the halftime report. Guys, back to you.
Phil, is there a good way to put into context how much airline travel accounts for global fuel consumption?
Oh, boy, that's a great question, Carl. I've never seen anything that's, I've heard estimates, but clearly, and it's increasing. So while I can't answer what that percentage is, Carl, it is increasing. And there are no airlines that are planning to not increase their use of fuel over the next decade, 2 decades. That's why you need sustainable aviation fuel to come down in cost, so it would cut emissions dramatically so that these airlines hit these targets that have been set in many cases in Europe by governments that are saying you need to be cleaner burning.
Phil, fascinating. And Jim, it's clearly a major contributor to oil use.
Yes, and Mike Wirth is committed to bringing down the cost, Chevron CEO, of exactly what Phil was talking about, this renewable fuel. It's one of his initiatives to get the more carbon-free. And I think it's for real, but yes, it's all cost, 100% cost.